Hello and welcome. I'm Melinda Kinlami. Tonight, at least 13 persons killed and 53 others injured as two female suicide bombers set off explosives at the market in Borno State. President Muhammadu Buhari insists that combating violent extremism requires regional collaboration as he holds talks with King Abdullah of Jordan. Concerns over rising cancer-related deaths as wife of the Vice President, Dolapo Osinbajo, calls for establishment of more cancer treatment centers across Nigeria. And President Donald Trump scores a major legislative victory as senators pass a sweeping tax cut bill, with Democrats saying will only benefit the rich.
On business news tonight, Naira firms by 30.3% as central bank's interventions at the forex market hits $3.6 billion in 10 months.
And on sports news tonight, 10-man Manchester United beat Arsenal 3-1 in a keenly contested encounter at the Emirates in the English Premier League.
We begin with the latest in the spate of bombings in northeast Nigeria, where at least 13 people have been confirmed dead and 53 others injured after two female suicide bombers detonated explosives at a village in Biu local government area in Borno State. A similar attack took place on November the 18th in Jere Council, also in Borno State, killing a boy and injuring 4 others, including the boy's mother. Biu local government area is one of the 7 council areas Boko Haram elements could not enter or capture in the wake of the insurgency. It's also the hometown of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, and the attack is the second since February the 17th, 2016. The market has been cordoned off, and the spokesperson of the police in Borno State, Victor Usuku, has been speaking on today's incident.
2 female suicide bombers infiltrated and gained entry into Biu town in the local government area, and in the process, one of them, the first of the 2 of them, detonated IED, which was strapped on her body inside the main market. Today happens to be their main market day, so she detonated right inside the main market, and then taking that as a cue, the second bomber also detonated outside the market. And as I speak to you now, we have confirmed 13 killed, excluding the 2 suicide bombers. 13 persons killed, excluding the 2 suicide bombers, while we have on record also about 53 persons injured with various degrees of injuries. Usually when such a thing of this nature occurs, whenever there's an explosion, what the police normally do is to move straight to the scene, particularly with our EOD team, that's the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit. And then the ask is to, first of all, sweep the area to make sure there are no other unexploded explosives within the area. And then if there are, such explosives are rendered safe, so that normal can return to the area just as they are evacuating the injured and the corpses.
Staying with security matters, but this time outside Nigeria, where President Muhammadu Buhari is asking for better regional cooperation in order to fully win the global fight against terror. He was speaking during a meeting with the King of Jordan, King Abdullah II, on the sidelines of the ongoing summit on counter-terrorism in the coastal city of Aqaba in Jordan. President Buhari told his hosts that inter-regional cooperation and information sharing remain the only ways the evil of terrorism can be reduced. He also used the opportunity of the meeting to thank the monarch for his support and assistance to Nigeria, especially with a recent donation of military equipment to improve the war against terrorism and insurgency. The conference, tagged Aqaba Retreat, is being attended by West African heads of state, representatives of government of 48 countries, and a number of key non-governmental organizations. And back home in Nigeria, calm is gradually returning to Bolon village in Numan local government area of Adamawa State after Friday's clash between suspected herdsmen and the police. The command confirmed that 4 officers lost their lives while trying to repel a reprisal by the herdsmen on communities in Newman. The attack comes in spite of reinforcement in the number of police officers to check clashes in the area.
Normalcy is gradually returning to Newman local council area of Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, although the community remains a shadow of itself after the clash between the suspected herdsmen and the police that took the lives of 4 officers, and that's according to the police command. Many of the residents are yet to return for fear of reprisals, leaving many businesses grounded. The locals tell part of the story.
This place is a peaceful area where no problem, no anything. But they are the one causing problem. But we heard that they are challenging each other with the army. So we are not people that will go and fight for ourselves. It's the government that will fight for everybody in this land.
The spokesman of the Adamawa State Police Command gives a background to the incident that led to the death of 4 officers.
We are made to understand through our intelligence that some Fulani headsmen were carrying heavy weapons. So in an attempt to go and verify the information we received, these people engaged us, and as a result we lost 4 of our men. That is the supreme sacrifice that we have to pay. That will not deter us. We are still going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that we return normalcy to the troubled zones.
Meanwhile, the brigade commander, 23 Brigade, Brigadier General Muhammadu Bello, says his men received a distress call that about 60 militiamen had stormed the area with sophisticated weapons.
But when my officer called me, we even heard the fire. So I asked him to fire some shots to scare them away, which they did. But they went into the rocks, hide there and see fire until my air go again. They have to use a RPG bomb when they release one before they run away, and up till now I've not seen anything. But what surprised me is that how can village live without women and children? Maybe they have evacuated them for action or anything, I don't know. But they are all of them were men. Those are about 60 of them, but they were armed with AK-47.
A chief nursing officer at the Newman General Hospital also confirmed that the bodies of 4 policemen were brought in, but one was later taken away.
Around 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 4 corpses were brought of policemen with multiple injuries. 1 was taken this afternoon and 3 were left. They are now in the mortuary.
The Adamawa State government has summoned a security meeting to further discuss the appropriate action to be taken to douse the tension.
In the meantime, the primate of the Anglican Communion has condemned the violence at Newman village in Adamawa State. Most Reverend Nicholas Oko is asking all Nigerians to embrace peace and unity, no matter their religious or political leanings. He also wants the federal government to come up with measures to reduce communal and religious crisis in the country.
We pray that the people will become enlightened, because if they wish that they will be only the people in Nigeria, that will be a lie. They should educate themselves that they need other people, because they cannot even run the country on their own. They cannot run it. If they abandon the whole country for them, they cannot run it. So they should understand that they need other people. And not only they, other people too who are creating trouble. We all need other people. Other people need us, so that together we can build a more powerful and stronger country.
I'll move away from security matters now. The demand for a new minimum wage by the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress is getting the president's attention. Now, the committee assigned to review the request has 2 major assignments. The first is to determine if indeed the civil servants deserve an upward review of their salaries, and then to see if the 56,000 naira request by Labour is not too much for the government to pay.
The demand for the 56,000 naira minimum wage started long before now, but it gained more prominence last year during the Workers' Day March in Abuja, the nation's capital.
Our proposal of 56,000 is just 4,000 more than the figure we put for negotiation in December 2008, which was 52. This represents our awareness about the prevailing economic situation in the country, and therefore it should be seen that labor is very modest in its demand, looking at the economic challenges and the fact that our currency has been devaluated several times.
These workers believe their demand is long overdue, but they think it is necessary at this time when the country is experiencing economic hardship and the prices of food items continue to skyrocket. Based on the existing minimum wage benchmark by government, an average Nigerian worker has had to live with 18,000 naira every month. Take this scenario. A level 1 worker has to grapple with daily needs of catering for his wife and a child, pay for his transportation to work, pay for food, and then his rent every month, all from the 18,000 naira. The minimum wage review is done every 5 years, and the workers want the 56,000 naira review to reflect the current economic realities. But others are more worried about the country's increasing recurrent expenditure, high-level borrowing to finance the budget, and the government's move to indeed increase the minimum wage.
The law establishes that 5 years after this agreement, the minimum wage shall be reviewed. The law probably did not know the state of Nigeria as at 5 years. But the law knows very well that 5 years, 18,000 certainly will not be 18,000 as minimum. So people already know that even the 56,000 that is being placed now for negotiation is still below living wage, especially in this country. But we believe that it can't continue this way. Government must do the needful to ensure that the working class are secured, the working class are protected.
The government of Rivers State.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike is proposing that the government at the center allows every state to determine its minimum wage.
You are talking about minimum wage. So many states cannot pay salary now. And if the minimum wage is increased, how would they be able to look at how the one it is they can't pay? So federal government should review the revenue sharing formula.
By way of comparison, Kenya's minimum wage stands at 11,000 shillings, which when converted to the naira is about 38,000 naira. Ghana pegs its minimum wage at 350 cedis, and that is about 28,000 naira, while South Africa's minimum wage is 3,500 rands, which is about 92,000 naira. But there are more worries. Nigerians want to know if indeed a new minimum wage will address the issues of poverty, inequality, and economic imbalances between the super-rich minority and the rest of the population.
My hope is that the outcome of the deliberations of the committee would be consensual and generally acceptable.
The President's decision to have a committee review the proposal by Labour may just be a temporary solution to the low income of workers. That is, if the committee decides to act in favour of the more than 89,000 federal civil servants and several million others in the state and local government levels.
In part 2, after the break, more on the national minimum wage controversy. We have in our studio an economist, Mr. Henry Boyo, to look at this issue. Plus, concerns over rising cancer-related deaths and calls for more cancer treatment centers in Nigeria. Please stay with us.